I got all the 7 shades. My goodness. Which blushes would you compare them to? I know many are very upset because here are all the swatches side by side. These are the new YSL Maybe Blush 24-hour buildable powder blushes. I got all the 7 shades available here in the US. They cost $45 each, made in Italy with 6 grams of product, and they come in 2 finishes, silky satin and velvet matte. We're gonna go over swatches, details, comparisons on my cheeks, everything filmed in natural light and 4K resolution. YSL claims for these blushes to be buildable, long-wearing, and even waterproof with infusion of esqualane to help with imperfections, as well as rose hip oil for a healthy looking skin. The packaging is so luxurious with this faux leather, the YSL logo in the middle is chef's kiss, so gorgeous, and I really love that they are all color coded. If you're new here to my channel, welcome, and welcome to all of you, my beautiful friends. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I film in natural light with a 4K resolution. I'm in front of a big window, and I do not have bronzer on my cheeks because again, we're going to be doing side comparisons. Let's start first with the shade number 42, Babydoll Pink. Oof, this is soft and it does have quite a pigmentation. And this is in the silky satin formulation. Using a BK Beauty brush, let's go for it. And this is the lightest shade available in US. It's more of like a bubblegum pink. As you can tell, the brush picked up quite a bit of product. The compact comes with a little mirror, and now let's go for it. Oof. This is very pastel-y and it's quite buildable, a little bit icy, but it's not highlighter or luminizer like. I think ideally for those who have fair to light complexions, I do have more of a light medium skin tone. I will be leaving the details about the rest of my makeup, foundation, where to find these blushes on the description box below too. And by the way, I bought all these blushes myself. This is not a sponsored video. 42 Babydoll Pink. Next shade, 87 Pink Voltage, Velvet Matte Finish. Oh, super silky, smooth, highly pigmented, clean brush. Oof, very pigmented. Look at this. It shows the tone right away, and I thought I was not gonna like this velvet matte formulation. For a moment I thought, oh, this is gonna be just too flat matte, but it's because it's velvety, it just creates a very blurring kind of effect on the cheeks, and I'm very curious to try them while, I don't know, a little bit of water splash on, because YSL claims that these are waterproof. Babydoll Pink and Pink Voltage. Next shade, Nude Lavalliere, and this is in the silky satin formulation. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my kind of shade. Definitely this is my kind of shade. Although it does have that satiny finish, it doesn't emphasize the enlarged pores. It's stunning. It's so beautiful. It's not a mauve tone, but rather a rosy kind of pink. So good. 54 Berry Ben Velvet Matte Formula. This is a true rose tone, like super rosy. Nude Lavalliere and Berry Ben. Restless Rose Silky Satin. This is my kind of shade. It does have a beautiful peachy undertone. So gorgeous. Oh. 37 Peachy Nude. A true terracotta blush. Velvet matte finish. Restless Rose and Peachy Nude. And the last shade, 83 Spicy Berry. Oh my gosh. This is, wow, so intense, truly intense in that silky satin formulation. Look at that pigmentation. Knowing the amount of pigmentation that these blushes have, I'm going to go with a natural hair bristle brush from Chikuhoro. And wish me luck. This is just so intense. My goodness. No. No. This is a beautiful shade. Definitely not for my skin tone. And if I keep building it, I mean, like, I barely tap on it, I will be just like, it will be just too dark and too much for me. But I'm so happy YSL brought a shade like this as a blush for those who have deep and rich complexion. I'm definitely not giving any justice to this gorgeous berry shade. Okay, friends, all the swatches are up. I have applied a little bit of bronzer and two favorite shades from this blush collection. Can you guess? I'm gonna take it back. You're gonna see which one I'm applying on which cheek, and you let me know if you guessed correctly. I'm gonna go with my two favorite shades, 93 Restless Rose. Oh, to die for, so good. And 44 Nude Lavalliere. So pretty. I want you to see them side by side too. This is definitely more pinky. This one is more corally. Here you have my two favorite ones so far from this collection. Nude Lavalliere and Restless Rose. So gorgeous. Don't be tricky. Did you guess it right? Otherwise, here are all the swatches, again, of the 7 shades available now in US. I know many are very upset because some of the lighter shades are not available here in the US. They are available, some in Japan, some in Korea. I mean, you know how this goes. It has always been like, you know, and some of the shades are very light. Now, I do understand there is some very fair complexion people here that they will love to have, you know, the lavender tone and the lighter tones. There's one shade that I really wanted to have. I think it was coral something. It was kind of like a peachy tone. I will have loved to get that one, and it's not available as of right now here in the US. It may come available. I mean, who knows? They may launch it later. And if anything from this collection, a shade that I think that is missing and key to be alongside with this shade, it is kind of like a deep brownie with a little bit of a reddish undertone. Deep as this shade, it would have been amazing for those with deeper complexions, because we do have a very good shade range for those with light, medium tan complexions, and just this one for deeper complexions with those who have very rich complexions. So I would have loved to see another one, like I said, like a deep brown reddish tone. That would have been amazing, and perhaps even a red tone. Why not? But what I think about these two finishes and formulation, the formulas are so good. Like, velvet, like super velvety and extremely pigment. Definitely these are buildable. There's not going to be any problem at building up pigmentation. I definitely went like light-handed, and even light-handed I see a little bit of kickback on the blushes, and I got a lot of pigment right away. So it's not that you have to build it up. No, you're gonna get the pigmentation right there and then 100%. If you are of deeper complexion than mine, if you say you're a tan to deep complexion, you're going to be able to really build up this formula. And for a minute, I thought that the silky satin finish was going to be more of a luminizer kind of finish, and it's not. It does give a very beautiful silky sheen to the skin, but it's nothing like a luminizer, nothing that is gonna extremely emphasize, say, enlarged pores, which I have on this area. I mean, I'm not gonna put the blush right here, but I do have texture too. And I don't feel like these blushes that, in fact, in both sides, I do have the silky satin finish. It doesn't emphasize anything. In fact, it does give this very youthful, hydrated appearance to the skin, non-powdery, very soft in formulation. It doesn't look makeupy either because it's so finely milled that it adheres to the skin beautifully. I mean, like, these are gorgeous. And even though my two favorite shades for my complexion are on the silky satin formula, I see the value on the velvet matte formulation. This is an amazing launch from YSL. I think these are way better than the liquid blushes, maybe unpopular opinion, but I even went ahead and bought them again. I'm like, I bought them all, I swatched them all, I returned them because they were so patchy. They were just not for me. And then I repurchased two of them, tested them. They are good. You have to be a little bit careful with the method of application, but they are not my favorite ones in terms of liquid. For liquid blushes, I personally enjoy way better the ones from Armani. Those to me appear on my favorites of 2024. But in terms of new powder blushes, oh my gosh, these are to die for. Now, you're gonna ask me, to which blushes would you compare them to? And honestly, they are unique in their own right, because for a minute I thought, well, perhaps because they do have squalane, they may be a little bit more like the Valentino blushes. And no, Valentino, they are a lot more cushiony, a lot more, I don't want to say hydrating like these ones, the ones from YSL are not hydrating. All the opposite, they are super hydrating, but the Valentino, they are just completely different. In terms of the satin silky finish, yes, they are a little bit more alike to the Gucci, not in finish, but the lightweight kind of sensation. Because if we go to Gucci, they are silky, but they are not as satiny as the one from YSL. And by the way, if you're wondering amount of product and, you know, like side by side, they pretty much look alike on the packaging. YSL comes with a tiny bit more product, 6 grams, while Gucci comes with 5.5 grams of product. If anything, if you feel the formula of the matte eyeshadows from YSL, it's pretty much the same formulation in terms of the velvet matte blush finish. Alike formulation, not exactly the same, but very alike on that softness, that texture, very light, very blendable, and very blurring. Okay, my friends, and I think we spoke a ton about blush. I think these are gonna be one of my favorite blushes so far of the year. What a great launch from YSL. I want to hear from you. Which of all the shades that I swatched today, which are all the ones available in US, is the one that you like the most? Let's continue that conversation on the comment section down below. Let me know if you have picked up any of these blushes. If you haven't done so yet, you're always invited to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. If you're on Instagram and TikTok, come and follow me there. If you like this video, if it serves you on any help, please give it a thumbs up, share with family and friends. And if you're not done watching my content, I have a couple other videos at the end of the screen that I'm sure you're gonna love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.
cheek.